discuss the topic, the structure of tRNA. In previous classes we understood that tRNA stands for what? Transfer RNA. It is the RNA responsible for transferring the amino acids from cytoplasm to the site of protein synthesis, that is called ribosomes. And today let us discuss the structure of tRNA in detail. So tRNA, T stands for transfer RNA. It is also called adapter RNA, and if you remember, it is also called soluble RNA. In previous class we have studied there are three types of non-genetic RNAs, that is mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. Out of the three types of non-genetic RNAs, the smallest RNA is tRNA, because tRNA is made up of minimum 73, maximum 93 nucleotides. Means size of the tRNA is less than 100 nucleotides. That's why out of the three types of non-genetic RNAs, the smallest RNA is tRNA. And coming to its abundance, tRNA forms 10 to 15% of the total RNA. So students can remember, second most abundant type of RNA, because mRNA forms less than 5% of total RNA. That's why mRNA is least abundant. Around 80% of the total RNA is rRNA. So rRNA is most abundant, mRNA is least abundant. As tRNA forms 10 to 15%, it is the second most abundant type of RNA. And let us know the names of scientists who discovered tRNA. So tRNA was discovered by Hoagland and Jemaitnik. And today, whatever the detailed structure of tRNA we know, that structure of tRNA is popularly known as clover leaf model of tRNA, because when we look into the detailed structure of tRNA, tRNA appears like leaf of clover or leaf of trifolium plant. That's why this model of tRNA is called clover leaf model of tRNA, and this clover leaf model of tRNA was given by R.W. Holley in the year 1965. So clover leaf model of tRNA was given by whom? R.W. Holley. And R.W. Holley explained the structure of which tRNA, if the question is asked. Answer should be alanine tRNA. Means there are 20 different amino acids required for protein synthesis. To transfer the 20 different amino acids, 20 different tRNAs are present. So Robert Holley explained the structure of alanine tRNA in yeast. So these are the basic information related to tRNA. So let me repeat. What is tRNA? T stands for transfer RNA. Why do we call it transfer RNA? It is the RNA which transfers the amino acids present somewhere in the cytoplasm towards what? The site of protein synthesis. What is that site? Ribosomes. What are other names for tRNA? It is called adapter RNA. It is also called soluble RNA. In terms of size, it is smallest because it is made up of 73 to 93 nucleotides. Coming into its abundance, tRNA forms 10 to 15% of the total RNA. Who discovered tRNA? Hoagland and Jemaitnik. And the present model or structure of tRNA which we know, it was given by R.W. Holley, and this model of tRNA is called clover leaf model. Why do we call it as clover leaf model? Because tRNA structure appears like leaf of trifolium plant. That's why this model is called clover leaf model of tRNA. Understand the structure of tRNA in detail. I already told you. This model of tRNA given by R.W. Holley is called clover leaf model of tRNA, and in this clover leaf model of tRNA, it contains three arms, and the three arms are named as from 5' to 3'. That's why we consider it as first arm. The first arm is called DHU arm. DHU stands for dihydrouridine arm, and This is the third arm because it is the second one. So I am telling you about first arm and third arm. First arm is called DHU. DHU stands for what? Dihydrouridine arm. And the third arm is called T-Psi-C arm. So the T-Psi-C arm, T-Psi-C stands for pseudouridine arm it is. And the second arm, which is called anticodon arm. So at anticodon arm, what is present? The three unpaired nucleotides are present. So the three unpaired nucleotides which form an anticodon, and by making use of anticodon, tRNA binds with the codons present on mRNA at the time of polypeptide chain synthesis. Now, let us see the functions of different arms present here. I said DHU, the first arm. DHU stands for what? Dihydrouridine. And what is the function of this arm if you ask me? So this arm is responsible for the binding of amino acyl synthetase. So the very first step in the process of translation, that is polypeptide chain synthesis, tRNA should get activated or tRNA should get charged. The charging of tRNA requires an enzyme called amino acyl synthetase. Amino acyl synthetase enzyme always binds to DHU arm of the tRNA. That's why DHU arm is otherwise called amino acyl binding arm. Okay, next. The third arm which I told you, that is T-Psi-C, stands for pseudouridine. What is the function of this arm? With this arm itself, tRNA binds to what? Ribosome. So that's why T-Psi-C is the ribosomal binding arm of the tRNA. DHU is the amino acyl binding arm of the tRNA. And the second arm I already told you, that is anticodon. And anticodon arm is responsible for what? Binding with the codons present on mRNA. And finally we have to understand one more point, that is tRNA. T for what I said? Transfer. What does it transfer? Amino acid. So now let us understand where exactly amino acid binds to tRNA. Amino acid always binds to 3' end of the tRNA, because at 3' end of the tRNA, unpaired 3 nucleotides are present. The 3 unpaired nucleotides present here, let me read it like this: 5' to 3', that is CCA. So at the 3' end of the tRNA molecule, 3 unpaired nucleotides, that is CCA, is present. And to this arm or to this end, what binds exactly? Amino acid binds. So we can call it as acceptor arm it is, because it accepts the amino acid. So in this way, when we look into the cloverleaf model of tRNA, tRNA appears like the leaf of trifolium plant, because tRNA, you know, RNA is actually a single stranded molecule. But if you see this diagram, you feel like it is double stranded. Actually, it is not double stranded. It is just folded upon itself. By folding upon itself, it forms various arms, and every arm is going to have a loop, we can say. So total 3 arms are present, and 3 important arms are what? DHU, T-Psi-C and the anticodon, and one more small arm you can see, that is the variable arm. Its length varies from tRNA to tRNA. That's why it is called variable arm. But 3 arms, their important functions every student should know. DHU, amino acyl binding arm; T-Psi-C, ribosomal binding arm; anticodon, codon binding arm. And amino acid always binds to what? Amino acid always binds to 3' end of the tRNA molecule. At the 3' end, what is present? 3 unpaired nucleotides are present. What is the sequence of these 3 unpaired nucleotides? That is CCA. So this is all about the detailed structure of tRNA, that is transfer RNA. So let me repeat. This is the video, this is the class related to what? Structure of tRNA molecule. I already told you T stands for transfer. What are other names for tRNA? It is called soluble RNA. It is also called adapter RNA. Who discovered tRNA? Hoagland and Jevacnik. And whatever the detailed structure of tRNA we know today, what do we call that structure? Cloverleaf model of tRNA. Who proposed this cloverleaf model of tRNA? R.W. Hole. And Hole explained the structure of alanine tRNA in yeast. And R.W. Hole awarded the Nobel Prize for giving this cloverleaf model of tRNA. Thank you.